Alright, beverage obtained. Who's ready for gushing? Who's ready for gushing? Alright. I'm gonna pull up pictures and everything like that for all of these wonderful, wonderful people too as well. So, I'm really just gonna go down the list when it comes to it then. Lumichu. Lumi is one of the first people that I've ever had the pleasure of getting to interact with on a good spectrum when it comes to it, because they are one of the first people that I've also collabed with ever at all, quite frankly. So if I pull things up on my YouTube channel, if I search by my oldest page stuff and all, I'm pretty sure I have them on one of my things. And if I don't have them, then that's totally fine too. I could have sworn that I had them on one of your. Maybe it's underneath my live streaming category. Is it underneath my live stream? No. Okay. Well, Lumichu, Twitch. Hello, even. Oh, it's been a little bit since I've seen you too, brother. I hope you're doing well. But yes, Lumi. Lumi is a huge content creator. Like, holy crap, this girl is so successful. She is a VR chat streamer when it comes to it first and foremost. But we used to do art streams together. Oh, thank you, advertisements, very cool. We used to do art streams together, trading things off when it comes to it. And there has been so much love poured back and forth. Because I feel like if there's like a Twitch sub that I would toss around at any time ever at all, from my Amazon Prime, my Prime sub, it is always to Lumi. Almost always when it comes to it. She's been one person from 2021 that has always been with me as a friend. And although I don't get to hang out with her besides being in her chat or interacting with her on like my social media stuff when it comes to it or so, we have absolutely always been close together, been able to give out love to each other then when it comes to it. And quite frankly, we've had lots and lots of memories throughout the years. So let me see if I can pull up in my panels and friends. Where is Lumi? Yes! I still have her old model stuff and everything like that too. Yes, let me pull this up on stream. Look at that. She does a lot of VR chat content when it comes to it now. Like, it's always just like a lot of just chatting with her big communities and everything like that. And she's also full furry when it comes to it now, of course, too. I'm not saying that derogatory, I'm just saying it's like, that's just how she looks now. But she was the first person I really did art trade streams with and all. And I got to make lots and lots of love and connection with and all, everything like that. Even if you haven't popped in a while even, I still get to see you around, of course, either liminally from friends or friend groups, Discord, of course, when it comes to it then, or if I see you on the stream and on Twitch or so, you know, words always come around, so I'm just glad that you got to come around, especially on this stream or so. Yeah, Lumi's been always a cornerstone and one of my closest friends, even though it's like, it's one of those friends, you know, to where even though you don't get to talk and your lives have, like, as often and your lives have diverged in many different ways, you still hang out with each other so much. And you still get to showcase the love and all with that or so. Iroh Guppy and then a little bit in second column, Hirokawa Yuno were part of the very first ever, were the people who I collabed with the first ever in my life. If I sort by my videos, and I go back then, you can see right here, all the way back then, this was my first ever collab stream. August 16, 2020, back in the day. This was Guppy and Hirokawa. Listen, I've talked about how Guppy, or like, Yuno's gone. He's out of the VTubing scene. I have no idea what he's doing nowadays or so. And then Guppy has also basically, like, she basically just keeps to, my bad. They mostly keep to themselves in their Discord when it comes to it overall. They don't stream anymore, or rather, not as frequently besides for, like, charity stuff when it comes to it. But these were the first people I ever streamed with back then, or so. And I did many other streams with them too, such as the famed Don't Starve Together stream, which would be the next person I'd hit onto then, of Akane Chiba, right underneath back then. And I think this is also exactly so for when everything starts burning down, if I remember correctly. Because Don't Starve Together is a wonderful game. It's a very, very wonderful game, Omega Lol. But this was like back in the day. It was us four all together, chilling out, having a good time. And if I'm gonna be real, Akane is once again one of like 5 people from my very first year of VTubing in 2020. Once again, this is September 6th, that I still am friends with to this day, and I am still so happy to have that connection, both with them and like some of their friends around, because I still get to hang out with them in their VR side, and it's just, it's so nice. I love them so much, and it's so weird to be able to both see myself in my old content, such as me without my hairpins back then, because 2020 Cruzie was, it's liminal not seeing you without my Oshi mods. But Kane's always been a stalwart friend. They've helped me around a lot with the with the VR chat side and the 3D side when it comes to it. And also exposing me to a lot of VR chat with a lot of VR games, virtual reality games in general or so. And the times that I especially so get to see them pop in is so nice. It is absolutely an old trend that you get to see overall. Chick and Metsu. Oh, baby girl. Where do I begin with these two jokers here? I first found them when it was... so, I was first friends with them back for Apex Legends. Back when, once again, the Apex Legends kit was all around when it came to it then. It was encapsulating all the friend groups. And they were a stable group of friends that I got to go around with any and all time or so. Big thing though is that jumping off from Akane's side of teaching me about VR chat or so, I then started to teach them around the wonders of virtual market. So this was a wonderful time to where we really got into VR chat as a big group, and I still hang out with them in their Discord and the Chitcord as a VR chat group or so when it comes to it. They are, or rather, they were both horror VTubers and everything like that or so. Chit is part of the greater group. Chit is part of a greater purpose in helping organize WSJ and a lot of fighting game stuff when it comes to it for the Blaze Blue side, of course. And Metsu, of course, also is their lovely partner. Also horror VTuber and also huge wrestling fans. I still need to join them on some of their times. If you two ever watch this stream back, mark my words, I will join you one of these days. It's just too busy. But sadly, Itsumetsu passed away in a very big grand graduation stream that I was a part of, and now it's just the ghost of Itsumetsu. So it's just Chit that streams nowadays now. But they are still lovely. I get to go around with them on VChats, just like how earlier just this week, I went around with them again. Because this is a trend that's gone on for the past 3 years now, weirdly to say. Just if I find an updated one. Okay, that's a solo exploring thumbnail right there. Hilariously. This is a group thumbnail. Hey, guess what? It's same group picture again, but it's 1 year later, and guess what? It's me and the Maid model from 2023 to 24. Ooh la la. Wonderful cornerstones. I consider a good second family group when it comes to it. Played Sony games, been, you know, friends for a good, this is now 3, going on almost 4 years when it comes to it then, ever since I joined on their, you know, in their Discord or so. And well, just always good friend group to just get to jump around, ping with, and I've made so many people, friends with so many people from there onwards. Serena Penguina and Rika Reedman. Where do I start with Serena? I think the best way to put it is that we started as what I considered back then as debut sisters. So, this is I think the second piece of PR artwork that I ever got when it came to it then, which was what I considered to be my sisters all together back in the first year of my VTubing and all. So, back to back, it's me and Grand, my IRL sister. To the left is Cobalt Puppy, another VTuber to where I haven't checked in with her in a while. Quite frankly, and by that I mean years, but I considered her my debut sister because we debuted on the same day, started streaming on the same day, and I was, you know, trying to make friends on social media because it was the first time I'd ever used social media, so there was that, but we became good friends and whatever when it came to that, very cute. And then Serena was what I considered my model sister back then, because she used another model made by Yamio Sakura-san, and we just kind of hit it off from there when it came to it. Serena, of course, then went on to use a myriad of different models overall in that time and has blown up to be a huge content creator on their side. But I believe I've also done some, I believe I've also done some old school collabs with them too, if I stroll through my pages or so. Now, would I be able to say that I remember doing that stuff with them? I don't know. But I'm going to dig. I'm going to dig a lot. Okay, well, this is getting the description of Dorchester. Hey, what though? There's Virtual Market back in the day. Hold on, we're gonna quit that and take a look. Hey, it's Chicken Metsu again. Wouldn't you know it? Us, it's 4 nouns. This was Imperial New York. Oh my goodness gracious. I am getting so many memories from this. But yeah, this was lots and lots of memories back in the day and on the old overlays. But going on to that, Serena Penguina. They are a wonderful, I don't have my Twitter account anymore, so I don't know if it's gonna let me view it. Okay, I'm just gonna get to see this page here. There we go. I was trying to get to the Twitch rather than that. But they've grown so much on their side when it comes to it. They do a good amount of variety content, and I still get to pop in on them every now and then. And even though we don't get to, even though we don't share, thank you ads, even though we don't share a model mama or anything like that or so anymore now or so, I still consider her a wonderful old friend of mine too, and also somebody who helped to be a big catalyst in my growth in connections as well as creativity spectrum, and we both kind of bounced off on each other's end when it came to. Serena got new ideas for designs on how she got to go onwards when it comes to Jesse's playing the horse game, and I got to find many more friends out of that end, such as also Rika. Rika Reedman, who is their own lovely partner when it comes to it. And also, and we've got to connect on lots of sides of the visual novel spectrum, hilariously enough, when it comes to it, or also just chatting in general. Thank you, ads. Very, very, very cool. So I consider them a good package deal together, kind of like Chicken Metsu, to where I both enjoyed the company on their own, just one-on-one, or also together with their partners. And they are just fun, wonderful people that I've had the pleasure of acquaintance. Both also in 2D and in 3D on the VR spectrum. I've hung out with them in good VR chat groups enough as well too, which is wonderful, 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 funny enough then. Going on to that, D3 damage. Oh, D3. You are an interesting case, because you are one of the people that's come into my community only in the past year when it comes to it overall, but we've connected and cross-collaborated through so much, quite frankly, in the past when it comes to it in the past year overall, because you started coming on my omegastrikers content, and then we've both gotten each other into so many different spectrums when it comes to overall on that side of so. I've gotten to introduce things to you such as Toho Lost Branch of Legend. You've gotten to introduce me to your lovely community server of things like on the art side for both trades, and also getting to do things like I got to art model for your teaching stuff, which is so cool. You've done so much art for me, and you've traded off interest. Like once again, I've traded off Toho. You've traded off both a little bit more love for the omegastrikers side, and then onwards to Deadlock when that came around too, and we were both into that as well. I've given you Eternal Return when we were both really grinding that. Atlas Reactor and to an extent Evolve 2 are both there, both liminally there when it comes to it. We love to gush games, we love to talk games, we love to play games. You are a wonderful beast of passion and also hard dedication and work. Because people think that I work hard, you churn out stuff so much, so easily. And I'm always in awe of that, for both on your art side and also your productivity side. Or so, if all of your horse game breakdowns in my Discord haven't annoyed the denizens of that soon enough, quite frankly, with how much dedication that you have. Like, it's ridiculous, it's hilarious, but at the same time too, you are a wonderful newer member of my community. I'm saying that newer sounds like I'm Debbie Downing, but no, I'm not. You're just newer in comparison to people who've been stuck around with me more. But my goodness gracious, you have been with me for a long time. Comparatively, or rather, the amount of proximity that we get between each other, I guess is a better way to put it, is a lot closer, and I cannot thank you enough for all of the love that you have given me throughout the years, throughout the 2 years that we've known each other now, and I hope that we continue to do so. Going onwards, that's still the debut sisters, that is wrong thing. I was trying to click on Soul's portrait in my little VTube files. Soul. Come here, you scamp, you. You don't need introduction here. you're one of my IRLs. I literally just hung out with you 3 days ago when it comes to it. We've played so much. We've played Monster Hunter. We've played Helldivers. We played goddamn everything that we can when it comes together. You tried your hand at streaming a good amount of times or so, and you know, women only exist, women only don't when it comes to it. But the fact is, even though you can beat me up in real life, you don't, despite me being an e-girl, and I can't thank you enough for that. Afterwards, Calvin, you and chat here. I am constantly perplexed by all the asinine stuff that you say here, Chief. But, okay, first and foremost, that is asinine that you say right there. I think most people can beat you up. I'd like to fight them! You wanna go? You wanna go? And second off, you've been here quite literally almost all of my VTubing. You also came on when Ferna at everyone in the Epic Battle Fantasy Discord saying that, hey, there's a cute VTuber streaming this game. Everybody should come on and check them out. Because that got me Franny, that got me people like Pyro, and that got me you. And you have always been here, keeping your watch streak as much as you can, despite my crashes ending it every now and then, which kind of sucks. But like, I unironically owe so much to you, despite me not being able to do much besides just give you exasperated reactions. But I don't know if that's really just all that you're going for with me when it comes to that side then, of how you have always just been here, no matter what. You just always just come, clock in, watch my stream, clock out, entertain, drive my metrics up for my viewership, for chatting in here. You're beloved, brother. Just know that. As much as I am always throwing shade at you, you've been here since my EBF stream, so that's 2021 time. And just thank you for being here. You're still here after 5 years too now. And it's wild. It's very wild. Capuchetti, you were about, I think, the second or third artist that I think I ever commissioned out when it comes to things or so. And you did lots and lots of early artwork of mine. Included things on that was things such as, I need to transform this to fit on the screen, my first idol outfit fan art that I commissioned out when it comes to it then, to things such as Cruzmates Proxy being a real thing back in the day. Ooh, oh, wow, look at that. Look at those cute outfits. And look at that bob cut hair that I had from my 1.0 intonation. Yeah, that really dates me on how far back this was back then when it comes to it. But you did that. You did like my casual outfit that Serena did for me back then, just about with that same cardigan, but more of a flowy skirt and everything like that or so. Sorry, I need to blow my nose. I'm unironically getting a little choked up remembering all of this, because there's so much love. There's so much love I could go on about. But there's all of that too, to even on the Bunny Day, if you remember that as well. The Bunny Day thing that I asked for back then, of one of the first Stay fan arts I did, of look at that cute little bunny suit. That's so cute. That's so small. That's so sweet when it comes to it. Oh my goodness gracious. You were a very kindred soul. You are a very kind person overall. I hope that you're doing well with all that with everything back then from when I first met you in 2021. I just hope that, you know, you're living your life to the best. Now we go onwards to Anahi, the god of fortune. Where do I start with you? First and foremost, I'm gonna pull Firefox back up, because if I pull up the god of fortune, you are, of course, a very, very successful person in general when it comes to it. Considering how you did just celebrate 1 million views on your Genshin anime stuff, on your fan animations on things. I know like your JJK animatics have also gotten a lot of love. Oh, thank you, ads. That's wonderful. Quite frankly, you were a friend of a friend that joined onto GaleForce when it comes to it, and you have been an amazing artist that has done things such as all the visual novel sprites that like I've been able to leverage from like Ein and I's side when it comes to. You animate when it comes to it to a huge degree that you've gotten so much work and everything like that or so. From, let's say, from Hoyoverse to bigger name voice actors, like once again, Pat Petrodaza, Atari Dark. The fact that you included Flanny and I in Atari Dart in the background on one of these shots. And also, the fact, well, not just that, you included GaleForce, like, GaleForce the group, as part of, in Atari Dart, which is also just as cool, because there's so many cameos of us in it as well. And then once again, you've done things like my visual novel sprites when it comes to it then. You've done, my lovely sprites, you've done Ein sprites, you've done Flaney sprites or so. Because, yes, this wonderful little stupid sprite. I love this stupid sprite so much. But you've done, you've done all of that when it comes to it. You've done Ein's, which is how I found you. All of his kind of like visual novel reaction sprites or so. You did Flanny sprites, which I find to be the cutest thing too. Look at how cute she is as well. To even doing sprites for like my IRL. So like, Anahi. Not Anahi, Carrie. You did her Sylvie sprites too for her Tumblr, which is amazing. Alongside things such as, once again too, you did like the beginning of what would have been the GaleForce Tarot deck, to also, I already guessed about it once, but I'll guess about it yet again. You did the Christmas spread. You did the little lovely Mama spread that I asked for about then. You did my 3-year anniversary of like all of those that I had with Flanny when it comes to it then. We already just talked about that too. You've just done so much work that I am always constantly enthused to see what you do for us and everything that you get to showcase off, and like it just makes me so happy to see it all. And also us in the background, GaleForce members in the background when it comes to it for an animated series by a voice actor. So like it's so cute and cool. There's Annie and Ein in the background of that shot right there. There's Annie right there. There's Annie Yukihide, which I'll get onto in time. There's Ein drinking a Coke right next to her or something like that or so. And that's so cute. That's so cute. Yeah. That was Annie who got to make all of that stuff. No, that was Anna who got to make all of that stuff. I said Annie because I was sorting my words. And then I need to find where I am in the Twitch shots. Because there's like all these jump shots when it comes to it. Hold on. I'm Igor. Yeah. Oh! There we are! There we are! It's Franny and I! It's Franny and I in an independent series! I'm on TV, Mom! I'm on TV! It's such a small little cameo, but... My heart. It's so cool, it's so cool. And then like the previous episodes too, there's more cameos from people around when it comes to it as well. But, like, Anahi, you continue to do great work. The fact that the fact that you're still animating for Pat, and I got to meet Pat IRL, he's a wonderful, wonderful person when it comes to it too. Like, God, it's so cool! It's so cool, dude! And then, yeah, people getting to comment on Anahi's stuff too. It's like, it's so cool, it's so cool. Okay, enough Anahi stuff. We can keep going on for that for forever. Mary Harmonia. Mary. I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to send this to you because you deserve a lot of flowers yourself when it comes to it. First and foremost, wonderful IRL friend of mine when it comes to it, of course, too. You have done lots of cool work as well. Big things is you've given me a lot of IRL stuff. You are a cosplay friend or so. I consider you, part of my extended family when it comes to it, so I feel like when we go off to cons, there is absolutely pairs of people that get to pair off, like Carrie Chan says they're dating or prior other relationships or so. It's always us. We're stad together. We're just two best friends support each other through our fandoms. Take some water. You have done so much cool art throughout the years, from giving me IRL when we just met 2 times ago, my little personalized Iono sprite. When I say sprite, but like personalized Iono. Okay, sprite is not the right way. Like artwork is the better way to put it. Then when it comes to it, then for my Iono cosplay that I did in person for our Pokemon group, to doing small little things such as these little sketches for my for what's his face. For my Maid outfit and everything like that or so. It's so cool. I love it so much. And we've spent so much time together on everything, I don't say everything IRL wise, from rhythm games to con stuff to everything in the middle of that and all. And it's love, 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 love. I want to do more things with you always. I want to be able to cosplay more, to gush about our fandoms more. And I think if I'm going to point out one thing that I love so much when it comes to it then as well, our 6-hour car rides where we get to talk fandom discourse is some of the funniest and most fun stuff that I get to while the times away. First and foremost, look at this wonderful art that this wonderful person does here. Mary is so cool. They are awesome. I love their sketches, and of course the Torin too. Like, look at that. That's so cool. That's so cool. That's little Iono there too, for instance, when it comes to it then. And I pulled up more of their personalized art, but I have to dig through my files though, so we'll get onto that in time. But like, Mary, know this. I love you so much, sister. We've spent so much good time together, and I hope that if we do get our December con together, we can continue this big entire trend of just us hanging, or just us chilling. There's never enough time to spend with the IRLs, and you are a treasured one, without a doubt then. Alright, Shadow, I've gotten to talk in detail about on some extent when it comes to it then, so let me pull up. I'm only going to pull up their current design when it comes to it then, because they also went through redesigns from the GaleForce side, and I haven't talked to them in a while. They only get to pop up really luminally then, so quite frankly, I want to respect how they might be looking, so let me pull up their sheet as soon as it loads. Vibrant Shadow, as you see here when it comes to it then. You were friend number 3 or 4 I ever made back then or so, and one of the founding members of GaleForce. We, exactly so, vibed together on some games back then in the day or so, and you were just always somebody to talk to when it comes to it. I have very vivid memories of us playing Terraria together, us two, quite frankly, because there is so much from the Ice States Chronicles to Burning Alive multiple times to just respawn, death and repeat. Same with the Battle Plot Theater that I played back then in the day with you as well. You were a huge progenitor of me getting to start to collab out to people back then in the day, and I just wish you the best considering how we don't get to talk too much when it comes to it nowadays or so. So you were integral back then in my initial growth, and I do just hope that you're doing the best that you can, mate. Hirakawa Yuno. Once again, like I said, where do I begin with this lad here? This was the this was once again the first person I guess I paired Guppy and Yuno up together in one big batch when it comes to it then, but Yuno was the first to reach out to me on the side of collabing out and doing something at all when it came to be. There we go. Look at this man. Look at old school VTubing. That's 2020. That is old school models when it comes to it then. You first reached out to me about an Apex collab and said you might have a second friend to do so if I recall when it comes to it, that being Guppy. And then, well, yeah, it just went on from there. Continued to collab throughout miscellaneous games then. It was Apex, it was Don't Starve Together. We did Fall Guys together, I think, too, as well. Onwards and onwards. And I know that you did retire, or like, you know, I don't know if like you retired, like when you retired, if you like reincarnated or do anything bad in like 2020 onwards or so, but you were the first friend that I ever collabed with, and I will hold you always near and dear in my heart back then. And also, I'll still never forgive you for burning us down and Don't Starve Together. Mark my words, I will become back my money one of these days. Chaito NASA. Oh, where do I begin with this guy here? Where do I begin with this bozo? Chaito, you and I are the ones who founded GaleForce back in the day back then, Chief. We were the ones that started everything back then. And nowadays, we don't get to connect too much, unironically. I think the last time we really get to talk was like... Did we talk about Horse Game? I don't... No, yes, you are playing Horse Game. You are playing Horse Game, but more often than not, you are more on sim racing when it comes to it on this side. But us getting to connect early on when it came to it on esports, once again, being one of the founding members of GaleForce, is dating me back then to how, like, I guess everybody had their own niche when it came to it then, but you have your own lovely community that you are part of when it comes to past GaleForce in your sim racing and everything like that. Or such, I've gotten to make other friends when it comes to Android Zero on that side, and I can't remember the name of the group that you are seeing as well. Chartreuse when it comes, yeah, the Twitch stream team when it comes to overall. I remember back when you were an esports AI back then, and now you are a proud racer, and also a cat boy, and also a brother of mine now. Haha. Wink, wink. Thank you, Zo. Thank you, Zo. Thank you, Zo. But my goodness gracious, we go back so much. I wish we could hang out more, because there's a lot that we actually connect on to it, but times are just, you know, different when it comes to for what we can do or so. But I would be remiss if I didn't admit to a little bit of embarrassment that getting to listen to y'all's group is kind of good ASMR to put myself to sleep to. Not saying that in a boring way, I should clarify myself too, but in like a good way, this is a nice comfortable stream way. This is a very comfortable stream way when it comes to it. Horse girls bring everyone together. Tell that to the IRLs. Hey, if Zoe is still here, they probably are leaving soon, because every time I mention horse game, a little bit of their spirit dies inside. Alright, but really, dude, all the love to you, Kaito. All the love to you. You were, once again, one of the earliest ever people that came around to me, and, well, if not for you, the idea of GaleForce never actually would have come around. You put me to sleep, Cruz. Oh, but parentheses, positively, close parentheses. Alright, Mittens say. Mittens. I will decline to put up their own picture here because of their own personal reasons, but what I will do is put up the amazing work that they did back then for the 100% orange juice mod that they did for GaleForce back then, because there's a few mods that represent the group of GaleForce in 100% orange juice game. Me, Franny, Shadow, and Fairly, now known as Viridian Echo when it comes to it, with a small what's his face? Small cameo from Kaito in an edited card. You were a wonderful artist that fulfilled so many fun requests, that made wonderful reference sheets and everything like that or so when it came to it, and quite frankly, a stable friend that a lot of us came to and talked to, and just a very chill and kindred soul. Unfortunately, I know like Mittens has, like, because of like personal stuff and mental health or so, they have gone away from the internet and probably will not be returning. But I would love to still give you your posthumous flowers. Thank you for the love that you've given to us, for inspiring me to, honestly, you're the one that inspired me to really pick up modding games and to really commit to things, because otherwise I never would have been able to make the mod for Valhalla for Ein's birthday, if not for you inspiring me to do it with orange juice, or like my Rabbit and Steel mod before that too. You opened my eyes to a new realm of art, to where I felt like it was feasible for me to do, both in expanding myself as a brand, I guess, when it comes to for putting myself in video games, and also showing that, like, hey, your art style, especially, I resonate so with the lighting and everything, and made me think to myself, this is something stomachable that I can do with just either my dinky mouse or my drawing tablet, and it made me think to myself overall, yes, I can absolutely flex my muscle, my creative muscle, and showcase different ways of appreciation that I can show my love for either games, such as my Red Dragon Inn, to making fan art for things, like fan art that I did for Zoe, for Rabbit and Steel to an extent, to her isometric room, to Ein's birthday, of course, and the sprites that I did for Flanny and for Lily, and even for Rika, who was already mentioned previously in the list when it comes to it. Then your inspiration knows no bounds with me here, and I just want to. I don't know if you're ever going to hear this, but let it be known to the VOD and the heavens beyond that you are a genuine keystone in my creative career. Ferna, otherwise known as Ziensu. I already talked about it and how, thanks to you, Franny was able to ever find me to begin with when it comes to it. And I've already shown you off in the fan art when it starts off from like us three together back in the day or so, to things like as you being to the monitors of Wind to Thy Wings, to me being your wind and wings and everything like that or so overall then. And there is a lot of love that I'd love to give out to you. You inspired me so much back then in the day from your music that you made for the Epic Battle Fantasy series. You being a composer overall was so cool. I got like the fact that I got to participate back before I was a VTuber, but back when I was back when I just participated in your chat, and I think 2016 Twitch chat, and helped make some music tracks for you, like wherever Rap Goat is on your Bandcamp, I believe it is. Where the heck is that stupid piece? If I control S, Rap Goat. Gods, where was it? Where's the credits? How long ago was this piece? Released April 13, 2015. Cruiser, moral support, quote suggester, word of the puns. Oh my goodness gracious. That is actual history right there, and how we've known each other for unironically 10 years. You are a very unique case of me getting to connect with people when it comes to it. Because I met you, or rather, I participated in your chats back then. Yeah, as soon as 2015, because I found you playing Smash 4, and we played Wi-Fi battles back then. Then you showcased or rather, I found you off of my favorite game, or one of my favorite JRPG series, Epic Battle Fantasy. You're the composer for it. Then I found your Twitch channel. You played Smash 4 like online with like friends or so. Then I got to participate in your chat and everything like that or so, for making music tracks or listening to like previews of stuff that you were working on and everything when it comes to it. Then, you know, things tapered off, you didn't stream as much, and then I went off to college. And then when I started streaming here, we refound each other. Because you tweeted out that, or rather, yeah, you at everyone in like 8,000 plus Discord that, hey, there's a cutie streaming Epic Battle Fantasy when it comes to it, and you should watch. And Flanny was apparently of that same gen at that time or so then, who what's his face? Who followed on the ping back then too. And well, everything once again is absolute history. Now, of course, you know, you were a VTuber for a bit of time as well, and then now you, of course, you know, are going by a new name and new identity, Zian Su. From history and everything like that or so. I'm really going through so much history and all or so, but once again, you have always been a huge part of my life, both actively, passively or so, for creating a series that has stuck with me. Because the Epic Battle Fantasy series, I played up to 3 and 4 in like my 3 in my middle school days, 4 in my high school days, and then 5 in my college days too. And you sparked so much love and inspiration for JRPGs and your music as well. And the fact that I got to find a friend that I didn't know I had lost 5 years later, basically, when it came to it then, is quite literally music to my ears, and it's so sweet to think about. Commander Kappa! Kappa. How can I go about this? Kappa, you are a online friend of mine that started on that side when it came to Toho and all, into an online friend that turned into a offline friend with things such as our cosplay and such. That's just how you get to organize the Toho photo shoots for like the past Momotons and all, for instance, for like the past Momoton and like a Momoton and AWA when it comes to it then. You've been a cornerstone of my community overall. And like, I don't know if you can see, Kappa is this Ayaya in the corner here, and this is my Flan from this last Momoton. You are also a wonderful artist, I have to say as well, and quite frankly, like, listen, another cornerstone of fandom-wise that I really get to showcase and love, and really just get to gush about in a positive way. Because at the same time too, like, I never would have been able to find you if not for VTubing, and I never would have been able to make more friends on the Toho side of things if not for you. Because not only did I get you from that side, I got to find people like Dark, who's part of my Discord and sometimes part of the chat here too. If not for that, I wouldn't have been able to find some of the people in the Heartwinds group, going onwards and everything like that or so. And there's just once again, you are a set piece into a corner of the internet that I've always had love for in the Toho franchise. And, you know, I never would participate in the greater community then, but fact is at the same time too now, like, they're like, I'm reading over my own words here. You are a wonderful corner, and the fact that I've not only gotten the chance to be an online friend with you, but you are a cosplay friend of mine, to where I then afterwards got to connect with you offline. We shared a hotel with each other for this past MomoCon, and really got to chill out, enjoy ourselves, and, you know, find our fun in what is our first convention with you in a hotel first and foremost, and us getting to help out on the Toho shoot and everything like that onwards more. It is once again one of the most wonderful things that I've been able to say in my VTubing career, of not only being able to make friends, but get to literally live the dream of meeting them in person and, well, going onwards from there, right? Like, it's a weird thing to say, but I just can't believe that I've gotten to meet a online friend, an offline friend. Simple as that. A little Sidori. Where do I start with Sidori? A little Sidori. You were the person who brought me to knowing that English VTubers exist. Let me pull this up on Firefox here. You are an Australian VTuber who moved to Japan, and you were the first person that I would say that I considered my Oshi back then, because I remember back during the VTube boom of 2020, 2021 or so, I thought that VTubers only existed in Japan, as I only saw, like, you know, the big names, how Nichi Sanji when it came to it then, and everything like that overall. What I didn't recognize is that there was a market for EN VTubers, or rather, that EN VTubers actually do exist on that side. So I found you on the front page of Twitch one day of streaming. I saw your model back then or so, and I was really surprised to see that, hey, there is a English VTuber. Not granted, you're Australian, but you're English speaking. Okay, that sounds like it's derogatory, but that's what I mean. English speaking VTuber at the time then. You were there before the Translate came around, and quite frankly, like, I watched your content almost daily for a good, like, year or so when it came to it. I taught in chat, and you were one of the big communities I very much supported. I know that you don't stream anymore when it comes to it then, or rather you just keep in your own community overall, like in your own server, and that's, you know, that's life. And this was, I announced a graduation a long time ago. Yeah, there's your graduation VOD literally right there. But you were the person that literally taught me, unintentionally, that, hey, English VTubers do exist, and that's really what got me into the world, quite frankly, of VTubing, on what made Chartreuse Proxy who they are today, because I supported you before as a VTuber, before I even considered about being a VTuber, and then, well, it just turned into this, quite literally. Alright, we're halfway through the list. I need another break of water, so give me a second here. It's always nice when the amateur streamer speaks your language. Yeah. Alright, water obtained. We'll just poured it out when it comes to it then. Next up on the docket then, we go onwards to Ayuchi. Ayuchi. In the same vein, after Sidori came Ayu, who is another VTuber who is, again, also graduated when it came to it or so. but was a wonderful, lovely lady with a great community that supported her when it came to it. She graduated out to, I think she is a fashion designer in Paris now, so wonderful word, get that bread when it comes to it. But you are another English side when it came to it on another English window of, oh my goodness gracious, there is a market, there's lovely people here who love their community, have built themselves from the ground up when it comes to it then. So I'm gonna ton my own horn and say I was a part of Chartreuse community when she was building it up, but, you know, it's well past that when it comes to it then now, when it, overall. You two in your own separate ways. I think you maybe collaborate with each other once or twice, but fact is, at the end of it overall though, I am still happy to have been parts of your community for those liminal parts in time. I know I'm keeping your segment short, but what I've said about Sidori also extends to you, IU, as well. Like, understand, I never would have known that English VTubers really existed, although I only got to work more in your side or so compared to Sidori's side. I still do consider you, once again, a huge inspiration and lovely part of my life. It's you remember all these people as well. Well, they really made me who I am today, quite frankly. I'd be remiss if I don't remember the people who really started off my career and all. Alright, Kaylee. You are a wonderful, lovely member of GaleForce that came to it, otherwise known as Solar Hot 77. If I find you on my side here, I'm trying to pull up the GaleForce poster real quick or so. You are this lovely hot on the side, as we see here, everybody. I think a big part of you, when it comes to it, is that you are a big, wise word of wisdom when it comes to it overall then. On the side of... on the side of being a lovely person, and also somebody who has aged very well. And let me find a way to put this. You are somebody who you know, is substantially older and brought a sense of maturity to GaleForce, exactly so, in both approaching things and also, you know, keeping a cool head, especially when things came around or so. And I just, frankly, I just respect you so much. You have your own big community of Heliopolis, which is, once again, super lovely, super nice overall, and quite frankly, the few times I've got to be in there, either for some tabletop nights or the times that you've been able to talk to and drop in or so, it is, you know, you've always just been a nice breath of fresh air and somebody who's just been, once again, very intelligent, sweet spoken, very well viced in the words that they've said, especially with how little we did get to communicate in GaleForce otherwise then. I remember abducting you into the group on New Year's as a New Year's present, and that was, of course, one of the lovely things, I'd say, that I got to make your day and you made my day when we first got to really put ourselves into each other's lives, from respecting the group to being considered a big part of it and all and everything like that or so. But it's still so wonderful. And listen, even though I don't get to interact with you then, of course, otherwise then, it's still so nice. It is still so nice, and you're just a cool person. Alright. Momo. Now this is a name that is really going to stick out to a lot of people. Because I know, when I was talking to, Ein, for example, back in the day, back before he left for today, this is a name that wasn't ringing necessarily a bell, and I don't expect it to. And this is a artist that I have no idea how else I would ever find them. And let me clarify this here. Back in 2020, this was somebody... this is on my on my Twitter, back before I really did any good branding or anything like that or so, and I can't find their account at all. So this is like a great internet mystery if I could ever dig this up when it comes to it then. They made this... Oh, I replaced the wrong graphic. Well, this will be up for a second here, but let me... I replaced the wrong graphic. Let me fix this real quick. Oops. Need to go back to the credits. To the credits. There we go. Momo. There we go. I want to keep that page up. This is my, 1.0 design. They made this lovely little piece here. And I remember them commenting, I couldn't tell. I was like, I can't tell if the hair is supposed to be more yellow or more green. But this is the very first fan art that I ever got. Ever at all. And quite frankly, like, it made me so, first and foremost, so damn happy that I got fan art from somebody who I've never interacted with, but I just remember them saying, I think this person's design is cute. I can't tell about their hair color at all here. And it, first and foremost, made me laugh. At the same time, too, it made me really think to myself, it's like, I wonder how much of an impact I really am putting out, or like, I really am putting it on people for somebody to, like, make fan art on me or so. But the thing is like, the posters are probably like old and different. I remember searching about it before, and the only thing that I have on them is this artist signature here. And I don't know if I'm ever gonna try to get the search out for them again, because I don't know where or how I'd be able to. But this was the first ever fan art that I've ever received, ever at all. And it makes me both feel so cherished in the fact that there was somebody who got inspired to do it. So instead, it's not like they ever commented on any of my stuff or so. It's not like I don't know if they worked or so, but they existed, they gave me fan art, and then I don't know where they are ever. Just thank you for the love. Thank you so much for the love, friend. Annie Yukihime. You are a wonderful member of GaleForce, and also somebody who loves to dabble in TCGs and everything like that, trading card games, especially on the Yu-Gi-Oh side. The time-traveling mail carrier of GaleForce when it comes to it then. You've always surprised me by how complex and cool your models are. You've always done your hand cam stuff when it comes to it then. Oh, what did that old Owie too? God, I think I have you two together. Yeah, Annie and Owie Dragonheart when it comes to it. So yes, I can trade it too, but you are a wonderful window into the life on one fellow Filipino mentioned when it comes to it then. So amazing we get to net on that side. And also too, like, you're just cool. You're just cool in general when it comes to it then. I've gotten to know you for like 3 incarnations of designs as well when it comes to it then. I'd say I always have to see your side when it comes to for posting out on your card stuff, and I know that like GaleForce is particularly only propped up by you inviting your friends to play card games or like to do like online matches, everything like that on that side or so. And I really respect that, and that's so nice. Yu-Gi-Oh players should probably follow. Yeah, you probably should, or ping them, or join the GaleForce Discord to really join them and talk to them then on that side. But yeah, they are a TCG player when it comes to it then, and they are just it's Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic. You've been part of GaleForce for a good while, and you are just once again lovely person that I love to connect to on the side of both gaming and on streaming then. Owie as well. Start to say, Owie is also another person from the GaleForce side or so. Dragon Paladin, as we see now when it comes to it. And they've been playing with the bigger group on Borderlands games recently, I've got to say, when it comes to it. Alongside the next person in line, they really hit GaleForce all in one line. Chiza Nari Q, all together. Just lovely individuals that I'm happy to make acquaintances with friends or so. Yeah, look at them. Owie, Chiza, Lapis back then in the day too, and then I don't know Rayla. Okay, that's somebody who I don't know when it comes to it. But y'all are all super chill, super lovely people or so that I've had the chance to talk to back in the days of GaleForce overall. And it's just something. It's just wonderful. It's just wonderful that, you know, we've gotten to connect in this different way or so. And I'm just happy that even though most of the time that we really don't get to talk too much, because once again, we aren't connecting in the same friend group and overall, and GaleForce doesn't really exist much at all, that I got my time with you for a good 2 years of getting to know and connect with you in those different ways. Alright, Sleepy Art Loaf. Loafy. I love you so much because you've made lots and lots of artwork for me as well too. I think the most poignant one, of course, is, hey, Hey, look at this lovely little gremlin right here when it comes to it. Look at that gremlin. But you have been a artist that I have had the pleasure of basically following through for almost like your entire, for my entire life as well when it comes to it then. You have done so much stuff when it comes to from the side of emotes to artwork overall and everything like that, and you are just, yeah, somebody who's made so much art, whether it be of me or my friends and everything like that, or so a kindred spirit when it comes to in like gushing over VTubers and all that, and just, well, lots and lots of love. That's an old shadow right there, actually, when it comes to it, if I recall. Then I think we might be in the chibis. Hold on, I gotta wait for this to load through. But you've done lots and lots of art. You've done, like, I remember, like, I loved your little Patry elf when it comes to it then, or so. Look at all of that cuteness. And just, well, what's in? You are an artist that's been all throughout influential in, like, Flaney and I's lives, too. That I absolutely say, if I were to give you, like, big credits overall. The Powderoos are, of course, one big end that I will always joke about, but quite frankly, too, like, you've also been there since, like, early on days. As I'm showing off mine, here's Flaney's Powderoo, for instance, as well, too. Okay, going onwards. But you are, once again, history as well, and I cannot thank you enough for being a good friend and someone I got to talk to, and also for all the streams that I got to chill in with you, too. Because I loved your streams that I got to chat with you and chill with you on that end, too. Viridian Echo. Nowadays, of course, we get to see when it comes to it. We have in the GaleForce poster, I think, like, one of the few designs that you've ever had updated of you immediately underneath Ein, cuddling Airy, and to my left right there. You are Flanny's lovely girl. That, lovely girlfriend in the sense of, like, friend, like, girl that's a friend to talk to. You two have been thick as thieves as forever. You've always been such a lovely person, and I got to meet you IRL too, and I just always wish you the best with everything that you do. Just simple as that. I would have to say too much more since we've gotten to talk IRL, but you have been an integral part of Flaney and I's lives, and I'm just happy that I got to meet you. Austin. If I can consider Calvin one of the old age fans of mine of supporting me all throughout back then in the day, I consider you my newer age when it comes to supporting me. I remember back during my boom after my Strikers content really popped off, and you've always been here making wonderful art, supporting me through my different endeavors or so, and just being a chill presence to where I gave you mod status on that end then. Probably should have spelled my name right. I copy-pasted it from a old-ass YouTube comment, I think. Well, if you're gonna be indignant about it, then I'm not gonna give you any more flowers then. Okay, but onwards though. Once again, you are another person who is almost always here when you are around. And that you moderate around for other people or so too, but just, you are another new age person, viewer, who has extended their love to me, has done more for me when it comes to it then, and I can't thank you enough on that side. It's lovely having you here. Celestia Dwarf. They are another artist friend of ours. Let me pull them up if I can. Celestia Dwarf. They are the ones who made the palettes and everything like that. Okay, maybe, well, I keep finding people on Twitter when it comes to it then, so maybe that's not necessarily the best when it comes to it. But they are the ones who made the logo, who made my logo back in the day, actually, when it comes to it then. And also, the GaleForce logo. So the ones that, so the logos that you see in the corners, when it comes to it, GaleForce and Chartreuse Proxy, those are made by her. And I only really interact with them on a business end when it comes to it, more than anything. Thank you, Instagram, for making me have to sign in. But I can't thank them enough for that. Flanny was the one who actually found them and outsourced the work out to them for the logo and all. But they are wonderful, and just, once again, they made part of my branding when it came to it, and I just can't thank them enough too. Fiery and 2. You two are extended in different groups together when it comes to it then, but I group you together on the same basis of I really played with you two on the Apex days, when it was really us getting to chill out together and, you know, just shoot the shit away on it. I pulled it up because if I scroll all the way back on this here, so I first found Fiery as part of the Chitzama Discord, and this was once again back during the days when it was all about Apex. It was just Apex only and all or so. Unfortunately, Fiery has retired away to the VTuber retirement home of Final Fantasy 14. Okay, surrender aside, jokes aside when it comes to that ender. So also I moved this graphic, I didn't mean to here. We'll lock this back up in place. I played with them all the way back then, and you can see here on the Firefox side here, back in 2022, when I played Apex with them and with Chick or so. And well, we had so many good nights together. Just, you know, shooting the shit away with friends and all that or so. And just thank you, brother. Just simple as that. I know you probably wouldn't guess too much about me, and I wouldn't expect you to, but you were a good part of my life of just getting to, after work every day, just playing Apex and just go, bets? Ranked when it comes to it overall and so, and everything like that or so. To that same extent, I would also extend that same leverage out to Tuhu. So if I find 2 when it comes to it then. Because you are also you are also somebody who I played so much Apex with back then as well, and also somebody who retired away to the Final Fantasy retirement home then. But I played with you in your groups when it comes to it then. I don't know why did it go, what is this, German or something like that or so? But yeah, you retired away to the Final Fantasy retirement home as well, hilariously. But you're also a good shooter friend of mine that I should say that I've known about, that I've had the pleasure of having a good amount of Apex days back then with, and a few other miscellaneous stuff too. But you also shaped a good amount of my time back during my college days too, that I can't thank you for the time and love that you've given to me, and also all the fun memories, all the Why Me moments. The Why Me compilation never would have happened back then for it, if not for it. The Final Fantasy retirement home seems to be becoming once more widespread. I mean, Crimson, you were about to enter it yourself, and then the launcher failed, so you went on to other ventures. So you are not innocent in this now. Alrighty. Pyro. Otherwise known as Pyromaniac, you were somebody in the cruise ship back in some of the earliest days back then when it comes to it. I changed the wrong graphic again. I need to stop doing that. I need to keep it on this graphic here for the special program for the special things, and then I keep changing the credits. I need to choose the other image that I have when it comes to it then. You and I have a tumultuous history, but not because of you, but because of me. Because I am constantly a lot more energetic and extroverted, and that leads to me getting impatient when it comes to overall. You also came through on Ferna's tweet back then. Ferna's tweet post at everyone in Discord about me playing Epic Battle Fantasy series, and you offered lovely insights, lovely dev commentary when it comes to it, and gave me good hints and nods and prods whenever I got stuck on that game back then too. To us getting to play things like Terraria together, or I think we did Power Wash too. Lots of orange juice as well, and even Tabletop too in a sense. You only get to pop in every now and then because, unfortunately, that was still me when I was learning to respect more boundaries, and I did kind of burn things on Calamity mod because I got super impatient with Calamity, but know that you were a stable friend throughout college, and I just hope that for the times that you do get to come around or so, that you do not feel uncomfortable, or rather, if you do come in, that you only are comfortable with me here. But just thank you for being a close friend of mine. Amy! I don't expect you to be showing up here on that side when it comes to it then. You are an IRL of mine that comes from the IRL arcade side of things. You made this lovely little thing here. It's a lovely little piece of art with a few variations when it comes to it then. Of from me winking to me having my wind magic or so. And that is, I'm giving you flowers because not only are you what is I consider one of the most active members of our Pump It Up group for arcades IRL or so, but you have also been, I guess, like a good touchstone for getting people into the group, or for just inspiring passion in me to try to keep coming more. I say I only come once a month to those IRL meetings, but also even then, right, for me helping you get into co-op on PIU, you made me this lovely artwork and made it into a charm, which I still have on my phone to this day from my own birthday 2 years ago, when it comes to it then. Oh, 1 year ago, but technically this is 2 years when it comes to now. I just got to give my last of the 4 charms that you gave me to Ein, actually, before he shoved off. And at the same time, too, as well, it's just, this is my first ever merch that I've had. And I am overjoyed at it. I can't believe that something like that's ever been made of me. And selfishly, if I get more money, I think I actually might ask you if you can contact your manufacturer to make more of these. Because this is... I have a charm, a phone like little lanyard thing or so that I can be proud of. That's me. I'm more successful than I ever thought I was. And that is something that I will never be able to put aside. Thank you. Smither-Rooney. I already showed off Rooney once on the fan art here that I had with Flanny and I when it comes to it. You were one of the first people I ever bought assets from when it comes to actually then. You are an old age friend that I have not had the chance to talk to in forever, if ever at all, quite frankly, when it comes to it then. I commissioned back then a small little Bits Cup. Back when Bits Cups were all the rage back then, with my little Wind Mage designs and those kind of like little sparkles on it. You know, you remember those? You remember that trend back in like 2020, 2021, when like stream bits were a nice cool thing to do? You just donate it and have the cup there where the bits would fall in, and then when there's enough of them, or when somebody donated like 10,000, all of them would like sputter out like confetti almost when they dived in from gravity. I commissioned your asset back then, and you were an early age friend back then. We didn't get to connect too much past that, but I remember that vividly, of like me really commissioning out somebody for that. First time I ever connected out with somebody past VR for commissioning something nice, for using coffee or Ko-Fi, however you want to pronounce it when it comes to it then. And well, yeah, it's you are a poignant memory on my side. Eversion Impulse. You are, otherwise known as Autumn, you are a friend of Lumi's and also Resi when it comes to it. And you created the first ever music of Chartreuse Proxy, actually back then. If I pull up my little tab here, overall, because I need to move this around, I commissioned a bunch of pieces of music from you back in the day. If I go through my stream stuff, Windbreaker, Will of the Wind, and Fey drafts. I commissioned these back in, you can see here, November 2020, January 2021, and everything like that or so. And I used these pieces of music in my 4.1 debut trailer for the first half of it. And these are all custom-made tracks that were made by you, and I think FL Studio, if I remember correctly or so. And I use these as my stream music all the time back then. These are all three of my pieces. Will of the Wind was my started stream editing. Fey Drafts was this lovely little cafe piece that I had just for day-to-day use. When it comes to it overall then, I'm just kind of letting it play out. And all of these also had the same way motif played throughout all of them, which I love so much. And it just brought me so much joy to have them back then and everything like that or so. It was that, and then I had Windbreaker right here, which was my technical difficulties music that I had played back then or so. And just, I can't believe that, what's his face? That I have my own, what I consider my own commissioned music. And to be fair, I don't use it as much now in terms of, compared to how I just had Shadow and Rado's music playing instead now. And what I had for the second half is that it's like what I consider my modern day age to my break, but I still hold all 3 of these chats to my heart, because this was, once again, more of my own old assets that are mine and mine alone, and nobody else will ever be able to have that. And I just, it's history. It is history in my side. Lastly, I have to give my props and my love out to Gran and Centurio, who are my VTube siblings. When I say VTube siblings, they are my IRL siblings, but transposed into VTubing as well when it comes to it then. I have gotten a decent amount of art with them. I actually would admit to it then too, throughout the years of like our different designs and our different adventuring classes or so. Me as a mage, Gran as a monk, Centurio as a paladin when it comes to it. They are my siblings by 4 and 5 years apart, or rather 4 years apart to Gran, and then Gran is 5 years apart to Chartreuse, so 4 and 9 year age gap when it comes to it then overall. And they are the reason why I have hairpins to begin with overall, because I'm representing all 3 of us, the Proxy siblings, all together overall, in just, you know, showcasing my love and dedication for them and how much they've supported me just throughout the years all together. And the fact that I've been able to not only have them together with me here on this retrospect, but also be able to get them like represented in 3D as well too, is just something that I am very proud of and happy to say as the youngest sibling of the family overall then, to say that, hey, they're with me in spirit at all times, and I get to represent the whole entire family and showcase the love that they've given me and all the support that they've had. And finally then, of course, all of my Cruzmates, all of y'all turning out for tonight is already so sweet, so nice. I can't thank you enough. Everybody that supported me throughout all the years, I can't thank enough. And well, whether it be somebody who's been here from the beginning like Calvin, to newer people like Greta, who've only ever had the acquaintance with you here for like the past, I'd say, what, 3-4 months? We interacted once on Twitter, and then really now it's only been the past 3 or 4 months we've really gotten to talk to now. I'm just so blessed to have people like you here. And with that, I could keep going on and on, but I am feeling tired. This is the second stream of today now. I've been going 2.5 hours, and I spent 1.5 hours just yapping, going on about all the history. Now, there's a lot of people that I still did not get onto about. More recent people when it comes to it as well. Like, if I could give more flowers to others, I'd absolutely give it to people like Sunny, who I get to meet IRL once again, has done wonderful art of me on that end, such as you can see right there. I give it to people like Rizzutelli, who also did many different pieces of me back in the day. I'd give it over to Flanny herself, who did a lot of old aged artwork back in the day, back when we first started her out and everything like that or so. I could keep going on and on and on, but that would be for another dressing stream, and hey, maybe whenever it comes to it, we'll have that in then. So, for now, I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to give out one more chance, though, before I end stream. For everybody here who is still here to this extent or so, please, if you have not yet DM'd me about it, can you actually go out and, I don't know, join the raffle? Let me pull this crap back up again. Because when I was making the video for the special program announcement, I'm not kidding about this code here. You want to be featured as like the person who gets to take over a Cruzie yap stream? You want me to yap around like your favorite topic for 2 hours or so? Use the code! Enter it and like put in the Cruz Ship Discord or DM it to me or so. I'm gonna raffle it off, and I'll post a video when it comes to it then, and then you'll decide it, okay? Use the code! I'm gonna give you all like a minute here on this here, okay? I say as the code disappears. But I'll do my little outro as we do this here. Or rather, I give a minute on the video too, so I'm going to have this going then. But overall, wherever you are, wherever you may be, whether on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, or more, it's been your Wonderful Wind Mage, your Cruz Ship Captain. Rather, I guess I should do it from the beginning all the way again then. It's been your it's been your Mage of Mishaps, mastering her magic one day at a time. It's been your Wonderful Wind Mage. Sorry, your Cruz Ship Captain, Chartreuse Proxy, at your service. It's been your Wonderful Wind Mage, your Cruise Ship servant, Chartreuse Proxy, ever and always at your service. Thank you everybody for coming along, and wherever you are, wherever you may be, whether you're on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, or more, thank you everybody for always coming on. I need to change that outro for a Twitter thing, but I'll work on it in the future then. Thank you for coming for 5 years of Chartreuse Proxy. I will actually get around to doing a legitimate gaming stream, because I haven't been able to do one for the past 2 weeks now when it comes to it. Sometime, maybe tomorrow, but for now, I'm going to end off on that note. Thank you again for everybody coming around, and let's keep celebrating. It's not 5 years of Chartreuse Proxy, it'll be 6, 7, and 8 onwards. We'll keep going until my body honestly gives out. So thank you everybody for all the love you've given to me once more. And let's make this year's Chartreuse Proxy all the more wonderful now.